What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we got another free agency news video. The New England Patriots are now interested in defensive lineman Derek Wolfe. He is a 30-year-old defensive lineman who was selected 36 overall, which is the second round by the Denver Broncos back in the 2012 draft. Now, the big thing here about Derek Wolfe is his versatility. A lot of times you're going to see him heard about as or utilized even as a defensive lineman. His direct position is defensive end, but he does work as an overall defensive lineman because he does not always play that direct defensive end position. Okay, he was kind of like a Michael Bennett type role. A lot of times he did play with the interior defensive lineman. Now, it seems like the Patriots definitely do have a good amount of interest because they made sure that they are going to be securing a visit with him for March 18th, because that is when, of course, free agency starts. They want to bring him in for a workout, see what he got, and then go from there. But this isn't something where we're hearing, okay, the Patriots have interest. This isn't just like Marcus Mariota, which we talked about recently in another video that the Patriots are interested in. The New England Patriots have secured a meeting with him. So depending on the type of pay that Derek Wolfe is looking for, depending on the type of market he has, this very well could be a signing by the New England Patriots this offseason. Now, as of right now, the other teams that we know about that are interested in Derek Wolfe are going to be the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Cardinals. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if other teams do have interest at some point in the offseason, but at this current time, those are the other composing teams against the Patriots. As a rookie back in 2012, he started off pretty great in the NFL, in which he compiled 6 sacks on the season in 16 games with 40 total tackles. And then in his second season, he played in only 11 games, and his numbers definitely went down as a result of playing less games. In 2014, he played 16 games, but again, his sack total went down. In his first 2 years, he compiled 10 total sacks, 6 in his rookie season, 4 in his sophomore season. And then 2014, his third year in the NFL, where he played all 16 games, he only recorded 1.5 sacks for 35 tackles and 5 quarterback hits. For the 2 seasons after that, Wolfe was fairly productive. He was not anything major, nothing that was going to be sending him to a Pro Bowl or anything. He recorded 5.5 sacks on the next 2 seasons. One season with 49 total tackles, another with 51. One season he had 13 quarterback hits. The next season he had 19. So he definitely picked it up from the season prior and even his second season in the NFL. But in 2017 and 2018, his stats yet again took a drop. In 2017, he only recorded 2 sacks for 31 total tackles and 6 quarterback hits. And then in 2018, where he played all 16 games, he recorded, again, just 1.5 sacks for 43 tackles and 6 quarterback hits. Now, I'm sure what you've all been wondering is, okay, most recently, how has he done? What about 2019? In 2019, he played 12 games in which he had 1 pass defended, 1 forced fumble, 7 total sacks, which was a career high, 34 total tackles, 8 tackles for loss, and 12 quarterback hits. This was arguably one of his best seasons, and it seems that a lot of times when he doesn't play a full season, he does better. Okay, the only time that he played a full season where he put up pretty respectable stats was in 2012, which was his rookie season. Other than that, he's put up stats like 1.5. It's kind of just like, what, like 2 sacks. So the biggest thing that stands out to me about Derek Wolfe, the biggest concern I have with Derek Wolfe is his consistency. You don't know what player you're going to get with him. You don't know if he's going to be the player that he has 7 sacks at least on the season, or if it's going to be one of those seasons where he only compiles 1.5 or 2 sacks. Something that I do actually really like about him is that he really times the ball well as a defensive lineman with locking eyes with the quarterback and predicting well enough to know when he's going to throw. He is really good at creating pass defense. Okay? There was one season, in his rookie season, he had 2. Back in 2018, he had 6 passes defended as a defensive lineman. Of course, that's always good to knock it down at the line of scrimmage, but if he is able to bat the ball up and another guy is able to bring it back down for the interception, then he's a guy that's going to help the Patriots make more plays going forward. But again, we just don't know the type of guy that we're going to get in 2020. Looking at his stats, though, and looking at the fact that he's never been to a Pro Bowl, never first-team All-Pro, never second-team All-Pro, and he puts up, honestly, pretty average to low average numbers, I don't expect his number to be too high. Okay, there's, again, going to be other teams that are interested in him. The question is going to be, what team does he want to sign with? Is he going to be looking for more money, or is he going to take, maybe a little less, still a pretty decent number, I'm sure, from the Patriots, but again, playing with a team like New England? I think this would just be a potentially good signing here for the Patriots, but ultimately I think it makes a lot of sense just looking at the fact that their defensive line does need help. That's just the truth of the matter. The Patriots defensive line is going to need to be looked at. Okay, it's not the worst. It's not anything that they couldn't get past with, but if the Patriots do want to make a playoff and potential Super Bowl run, they're going to need to address the problems within their front defensive line. The Patriots very well could be losing Danny Shelton. We do not know the status of Adam Butler. So those are some of your top defensive linemen for your interior. So bringing in a guy like Derek Wolfe, who definitely has experience within that interior, also, experience within pass rush and having the ability to stop the run, could be a good signing on a lower budget. Some other good things to note about him is that he works super hard. He also has tremendous work ethic. He's a pretty good guy all around. Now, he's going to be a guy who, likes to talk dirty and stuff like that when it comes to playing on the field. And not necessarily anything bad with that, but some people like it, some people don't. He has a very high motor, does not like to come off the field. Kind of reminds me in that aspect of a guy like Chase Winovich. He's also very strong at the point of attack and does a very good job at containing the defensive end position, which of course the Patriots also need a bit of help with the type of quarterbacks that like to rush, Lamar Jackson type of quarterbacks. Derek Wolfe does not let plays get outside of him, and then by doing so, he turns the action to the inside, which helps really the defensive interior linemen to do more of their job. But of course, for them to do that job, they have to be able to do that job. And of course, the big downfall is going to be 1, consistency, and 2, the injury bug. But that is going to be it for today's video. The New England Patriots are interested in free agent defensive lineman Derek Wolfe. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. Like this video if you have not already, and subscribe here to Patriots Global for all your New England Patriots content. But other than that, I will catch you guys in my next video.